Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Today we have an interesting topic, mindfulness. So this topic is very famous nowadays. Everyone talks of mindfulness. So we will, if we see from the point of view of psychology, modern psychology, what is mindfulness? So as per modern psychology, mindfulness is paying attention to the present moment with awareness, openness, and non-judgment, etc. And what is the focus of awareness for modern psychology? It's like breathing, body sensation, thoughts, emotions, environment, etc. And what are their goals? So what are they trying to achieve through mindfulness? Stress reduction, emotional regulations, better focus, etc. And when we talk of techniques, what techniques they use some breathing exercises, body scan, mindful eating, mindful walking, thought observation, etc. So this is usually, and the result of such thing is a calm mind, reduced stress and healthier psychology, etc. But these things are very good, which are given, but they remain they're very short-lived. So it's not that the effect is long-term, it's very short-lived. Now let's try to understand what is Bhagavad Gita speaking about mindfulness, and then we will discuss about mindfulness. So like in modern psychology, there is paying attention to the present moment with awareness, openness, etc. Bhagavad Gita speaks of mindfulness as remembering the Supreme Lord all the times, aligning your mind, your senses, your actions with Him. That is what Bhagavad Gita speaks of. And the focus is not just on breathing, just on thoughts, just on emotion. The focus is on the soul and the super soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead and relationship with Him. So basically three things: soul, the Supreme Soul, and the relationship between the two. So that is the focus of awareness, of mindfulness. And it is not done just for stress reduction or emotional regulation, etc. It is done to get that eternal love or a loving service to the Supreme Personality. These are some of the difference we can say. And today we will hear about mindfulness based on Bhagavad Gita. So either mindfulness or, as I said, controlling the mind, because when you talk of mindfulness, how do you practice mindfulness? You practice mindfulness when you are able to fully control your mind. That is called mindfulness. Fully control your mind. So let us hear something about mindfulness. I'll share something with you what I have learned, Bhagavad Gita, and then we will discuss further how to practice the mindfulness. So, mindfulness, as we are discussing, where a person is not able to control the mind, that is not mindfulness. Mindfulness usually is to control the mind, to be aware of things, to be aware how mind is working, etc. So here what we will do, we will see before, even when we go to how to control mind or how to have the mindfulness, let us try to understand what happens when you have an uncontrolled mind, which is very dangerous. So, what happens when you have an uncontrolled mind? Usually, uncontrolled mind brings lack of confidence. You are not able to uh, have the confidence in anything you do. And this is a problem for many of us. You want to do something, but you lack that confidence you can do. It could be very simple thing, like driving from Surat to Mumbai. Could be simple thing like that, right? So lack of confidence. We don't have that confidence that we can do it, or maybe I should say others don't have the confidence that you can do it. But yes, this is a symptom of uncontrolled mind because you don't have confidence on doing anything. You have lack of confidence, and then you lose trust. You see, many times our actions they promote loss of trust. The way you behave with others, the way your behavior is, the way you deal with others, so that creates either trust or loss of trust. But when you don't have a mind which is under your control, then usually what happens is loss of trust. Because of your action, people lose trust on you. And please understand, this trust is a very, very important element in any relationship, even in among business, even in other things. If business, you're doing business with someone and you don't have trust, how will you continue? So, loss of trust. This is also due to uncontrolled mind. Madness. Madness means sometimes when you are not able to control your mind, you perform certain activities which are actually uh, very foolish. What is madness? Madness means you can say it's a higher level of foolishness. That is madness. Let me give you an example. If India and Pakistan is playing and you're watching on your TV very attentively and you want India to win, you want India to win, you're just waiting and suddenly India loses and then you lose your cool and you break your TV or whatever, in the anger. Now, this is madness or this is not? Some 11 players are playing in a ground, one sided, one 11 player, one side another 11 player. And for that, we are getting disturbed, we are breaking our TV, etc. So, something like that. And then you also damage to oneself, family, and society. You bring this. When you don't have control on your mind, it is you can bring damage to oneself, you can bring damage to family. We hear so many cases, like even in India, but more in the Western world, where a person just went into the school and shot down children or shot to people, or walked into the mall or walked into the subway and then just started shooting. So what is this? This is just uncontrolled mind, because the person is not able to control, he is ready to do the damage to oneself, to family and society. Don't we hear so many cases nowadays that people are just not able to. I remember when first time I went to London, and in the morning, I told that I'm going for a walk because I usually go for a walk. And then I was told that be careful. I said, why? What's there in London to be careful of? Because London is a democratic country. It's not like ruled by some fanatic people, etc. So they said, no, then they told me there are so many people whom you may, meet during your morning walk, but be very careful because there are some people who may just start fighting, who may start doing anything. So be very careful. Then I said, why is it? Then they said, it's too much here in this, wherever I was in that part of the country, that because of not controlling their mind, they perform certain activities. So it is there. It's very practical that people have feeling. Then we have depression. Uncontrolled mind brings depression also. Lack of confidence, loss of trust, madness, damage, depression. I don't have to explain what is depression or give some example. You all are very well aware of it. So, stress, hypertension, dangerous diseases, weakened determination. This is all effect of uncontrolled mind. Just imagine if you lose your determination, like lack of confidence, one, okay, I can do it, then you start doing it, then you don't have the determination, you give it up after some time. I don't want to do it. I'm not able to do it. No determination to do that. So these are all effect of uncontrolled mind. And when you have such things, what actions a person performs with this kind of uncontrolled mind, what do they perform? So they take up to alcohol, they take up to drugs, they take up to gambling, they take up to picking quarrels, murders, rapes, suicides. All these are just actions. They feel that, okay, I'm not able to control my mind. Let me take drugs. I'll be all right. और लेट मी टेक अल्कोहल. वो बोलते हैं ना कि आज क्यों पी रहा है, आज बहुत खुश हूँ. अच्छा, कल क्यों पी रहा था, कल बहुत दुखी था. सो समथिंग लाइक दैट. दुख में भी एक बार पी लो, सुख में भी एक बार पी लो, लाइक दैट. So why we take alcohol? गम भुलाने के लिए और खुशी मनाने के लिए. There are so many other things to take. So we take to this. This is also uncontrolled mind, taking up to and we see so many things are happening because of these things, because of people taking up to alcohol, taking up to gambling, taking up to murders and rapes, and so many things are happening. This is all action with the uncontrolled mind. And drugs, it is a big issue nowadays. You see, what happens is we start with small and then we become the slaves. Like many times people told me, I remember many years ago, a student came up to me and he said, if I just take one peg every day, what is the problem? I just take my one peg, I go to sleep, I don't disturb anyone, I'm not doing so. What is the problem? Why do you all say this? Because it starts with one peg and then it goes on increasing, because then, one peg is not enough to give you that kick, they call it, or whatever. So that doesn't come. I don't know why do they call it kick and why do they want people to kick them or whatever kick, if we want kick. So drugs is a major problem nowadays. We are in our own world. Huh? We are in family, we are in devotional life. So we don't even realize drugs is a major problem. When you go to college, especially where only college culture is there. I went to Manipal a few years ago. I remember that. I can't forget the kind of drugs they deal there, the kind of drugs available there. Most of the student, one of the principal of the colleges told me that I'm rusticating every week 2 students from my college for drugs. So it's major problem. It actually, what happens in drugs? Your mind is controlled by that small powder, little whatever quantity of powder you get. Your mind gets controlled by that. So unless you get it, why do you feel restless or you can't control yourself? It's just mind is controlled by the drug. Drug is nothing but just a mind controlling um, tablets or powder or whatever you call it. That's all. So initially, it gives you a very nice feeling, and then you become slave. Uh, so that's then, of course, ultimately people commit suicide for many reasons. They are not able to control their mind. You can imagine suicide is not an easy thing. It's very, very painful, to hang yourself or to take poison. But they're not able to control mind. So they go for it. So these are some of the actions. There may be many more, but we're just going ahead. So these are some of the actions with uncontrolled mind, which we do it. So after all this, what we have been seeing that, what happens with an uncontrolled mind, what actions people take, we need to find out whether we are going in a right direction and we are thinking that there will be peace and happiness within us or within the society. How is it possible to have peace or happiness? So that's why we need to go to the solution of all the problems, that is called controlled mind, real mindfulness. As even in general, they talk of mindfulness means be aware, mindful eating, mindful walking. What is it? It's all boils down to one thing: controlled mind. Controlled mind is a wonderful thing to have. Then you can use it as you want because it is controlled, it is under your control. You are not controlled by the mind. So, this thing we have to understand that don't be controlled by the mind, but control the mind. That is the purpose. So, let's understand what we can do to control the mind. Now, before we go to control, we should understand how mind works. This analogy is given in the Upanishads about our body. So, this body is like chariot. If you see in this picture, body is like this chariot having 5 horses. Arjuna's chariot had only 4 horses. But our chariot, we are bigger than Arjuna. We have five horses. Uh, so these 5 horses, and then there is reins who controlling the or ropes which are controlling the horses. There is a person who's holding the rope, and there is a person who's sitting on the chariot. I hope all of you can see this clearly. Yes. So now, how is this the chariot of the body? These 5 horses are 5 senses. Our eyes, our ears, our tongue, our nose, etc. So this is 5 senses. Now, the ropes controlling the senses is the mind. So here it is the mind. Then the person who is controlling or holding the ropes is intelligence. And the person who's sitting on the chariot is the soul. Now, please understand the system, how it works. Why we are discussing on this? Just to understand the working of the mind, then we'll control the mind. So, the actual procedure should be that the senses are controlled by mind is controlled by intelligence, and intelligence does what is desired by the soul. This is how the whole body should work. The soul's desire should be carried by intelligence through the mind to the senses, and that's how the whole system should work. Let me give you an example how it all works. Now, suppose you are walking through a street and you happen to see a sweet shop selling gulab jamuns, and you like gulab jamuns. So, what happens when you see a gulab jamun? Your mind starts functioning. Mind gives you your previous experience that gulab jamun is sweet, it is very tasty, this, whatever experiences are there start coming. And then the mind instructs the hand or mind instructs the legs, come on, walk towards that. And then you walk towards that, you pay the money, you take the gulab jamun, and then you eat it. So senses are controlled by mind by intelligence. But what happens when our intelligence becomes weak? then the mind controls the senses and mind controls the intelligence also. So intelligence has become weak, then mind starts controlling. If intelligence is strong, then it controls the mind. So when we are in spiritual life, what we do is we try to make our intelligence very strong. Because if intelligence becomes strong, it will control the mind. If mind is controlled, then senses are controlled. We'll live our life happily. All the actions which we just saw, uncontrolled mind will not have an impact on us. And the soul has a desire. Now, when we talk of soul, many times we feel something different from us, maybe our soul. People refer to as our soul, my soul. No, no. When you say our soul, my soul, that means you are different from the soul. We can say my body because we are different from the body, but we cannot say my soul. We are not different from the soul. We are the soul. And as soul, we have a lot of desires, all pure desires. Desire to serve the Supreme Lord, desire to see happiness everywhere, desire to see peace everywhere, desire to see this world, everyone staying happily and serving the Lord. That is the desire of the soul. And that desire is in line with the desire of the Supreme Lord Krishna. What does Krishna desires? What is he expecting in this world? He's just expecting peace, happiness, love. That's what. And you see, when we are into that mood, don't we feel happy? If there are riots going on, you have to fight with the people, you have to kill with the people. Yes, you may do it out of your passion. But does that give you happiness? What gives us happiness? When we see peace around us. That is why those who are staying in the city love going to the forest. Why do you want to go to the forest? City, wonderful forest is there in the city itself, forest of big buildings, etc. But they like because the environment is so peaceful. So, soul has this desire, and the Supreme Lord Krishna has this desire. There is no desire of Krishna that people should fight with each other. There is no desire of Krishna that there should be hatred amongst each other. There is no desire of Krishna that people should try to suppress each other and one should become dominant over other. His only desire is that we should live happily. And that is the desire of the soul. So if our intelligence becomes strong, how does the intelligence become strong? Not by reading books, not by just going to some classes, join some classes. Come on, intelligence will be. No, you have to practice. Guidance is available. Practice is done by us. If you want to make your intelligence strong, spiritual practices help. Why? Because intelligence is not the part of your gross body. Your hand, you can treat. If something happens, go to the doctor, he'll treat you. Your head, something happens, go to the doctor, he'll treat you. But intelligence, it is not part of gross body. So that is why what it needs is spiritual life. So to make intelligence strong, we should definitely follow very strictly the rules of spiritual life. And when you do that, then your mind comes under control. So now we will hear about the role of the mind. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter, very nice verse, Bandhur atmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartate ivameva shatruvat. It says that for those, or for him, or for those who have conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Now, this is really a very nice statement. So you want to make your mind your friend, or you want to make your mind your enemy, it's up to you. It can become both. If you conquer the mind, he's the best of the friends. If you fail to do so, he's the worst enemy or the greatest enemy. So that's why mind control is important. Now, what Krishna has spoken about can be friend, can be enemy. How we can make friend or enemy? Now, let's say if a knife, for example, knife is good or bad. If it is in surgeon's hand, it is very good. If it is in a miscreant's hand, it can kill. It's not very good. So similarly, mind is not good or bad. It is the use of the mind that makes it good or bad. So that's why we should understand that proper use is required. Now let's go to the techniques for mind control. We would like to discuss today on this, how we can control our mind. So let's go on to that. Techniques for mind control. First of all, we should not allow the senses to wander astray in any direction they want. Withdraw them from wrong engagement. Now, what happens is when we allow our senses to go in all the direction, then it creates a lot of impressions on the mind. Uh, you can think about it that something which you saw many years ago, you may still remember, isn't it? Some things you remember or no. I still remember when I was a kid what I saw, what I heard. Some things, not all, but some things I do remember. So those are in the form of impressions. So we should not allow the senses to wander astray in any direction, withdraw them. This is what happened in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. When Krishna took the chariot in between the two armies, you can see the kind of armies they were. And please understand, this battle of Kurukshetra was not fought on a small ground. It was a huge place. Now the whole city is there, Kurukshetra. We went the other day, and so we went to the place where the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Then we went to the place where Bhishma Dev left his body, and it's very far. And then we went to the place where Abhimanyu was killed. That's about 20 kilometers away, 15, 20 kilometers away. So you can imagine it's not that the fight was happening, the battle was happening in a small, ground. It was a huge thing, kilometers and kilometers. You can see here how the armies are arranged. So when Arjuna came, he was also perplexed. So Arjuna was actually losing his control on his mind. But then Krishna guided him. And when Arjuna asked, how can I control my mind? Krishna says two things, rules and regulation. So this was Abhyas and Vairagya. There was a nice question. Krishna was asked by Arjuna, Chanchalam himanah Krishna pramati balavadridam. That, oh Krishna, my mind is very obstinate, very difficult to control. Please tell me what to do. And then uh, Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha guhyate. Two things, practice and renunciation. So do something, give up some, stop something. So on all this, we need to understand that all these things will come. We can give up something, we can take up something, but it all matters on association. Association is very important. The kind of people you associate, that kind of mentality, that kind of mood, that kind of activities you make. And isn't it true? You have people who are in one kind, then you also feel, yeah, this is good. Then you have people, association of other kind, you feel that is good. So association plays a very, very important role in controlling your senses. Then, second, in the technique of mind control is we need not just stop things, but engage the senses in the mind of topics of God. Very nice. Every day we should hear some nice discourses. Every day. It should be Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. There are such nice things. We are reading now Bhagavatam every day morning, 7:30 to 8:30 online. And I'm seeing it. So much of nectar is there in that. When you hear, you get so many lessons for your life. How to live, what to do. So then another step for controlling the mind is we should understand the meaning of life by reading thought-provoking books like Bhagavad Gita. And very, very important thing in Bhagavad Gita given about mind control is have a regulated life. Your food, your recreation, your work, your sleep, everything should be regulated. Very soon you'll be able to control the mind. Nowadays, our sleep is not regulated. Sometimes we sleep at 10 o'clock, sometimes we sleep at 1 o'clock, sometimes we don't sleep, come back home at 2 or 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So, where is the question of regulation then? Please understand, regulated life is the key to mind control. So, your food should be regulated, your everything. Recreation, yes, enjoyment. Krishna never says in Bhagavad Gita, stop enjoyment. So he's talking about it. Yukta ahara viharasya. Vihar means recreation. So there's no harm, but regulated. It should not be a recreation which will later have an impact on our health. It should not be a recreation which may damage oneself. It should not be a recreation which can take us away from the purpose of life. So, but it should be regulated. So, food regulated, recreation regulated, work regulated, sleep regulated. For the sleep, I would like to say a few things because nowadays most of the people they don't give so much importance to sleeping early or taking proper sleep, but that itself causes a lot of problem. Ayurveda also says, scientific research also says that one should sleep early. Because in the early part of the night, say from 9 to 11, the body throws maximum toxins out of the body, out of the parts, like body parts, different body parts. So these toxins are thrown out. So if you don't sleep at that time, then that throwing of the toxins doesn't take place. It takes place only when you are actually sleeping. So then the body starts throwing. So if you don't sleep at that time, then slowly that will increase in your body and you'll face problems. Maybe after 10 years, maybe after 15 years, but that will go on doing that. And also, uh, anyways, for the sleep, a lot of things are there. A lot of researches have been done on people's sleep. Ayurveda also speaks about it. But best thing is if you can sleep early, regulated life. Sleep on. We have been hearing from our childhood. No? Early to bed, early to rise makes a person what's that? Wealthy and wise, or क्या था? ऐसा कुछ था, right? So I don't know. I'm been going on bed early and I rise early also. अभी तक कुछ wealthy तो आया नहीं, wise भी नहीं हुआ. So, but yes, regulated life at least will keep your mind cool, will keep you energetic. When you get up in the morning, you'll be ready to face the life. So please live a regulated life, which is the key to mind control. So we should understand when we are talking of mindfulness, is not controlling every thought, which is not possible. Mindfulness is not controlling every thought, but choosing which thoughts to feed. You have so many thoughts in the mind going on and all. Which one you will feed, which one you will focus on. That is called mindfulness. So sometimes it may be taken as controlling every thought. No, it's not possible. How many thoughts come in the mind and create negative impressions? The scientific research, I think, 60,000 thoughts in a day or something like that. My God. I mean, just to hear that, it's so scary. So we should, as I said just now, that mindfulness It's not controlling, but choosing which thoughts to feed. So, how do you choose? By creating positive impressions on the mind. What you see, what you speak, what you eat, whom you meet, everything is creating impression on the mind. So now it's up to you how to feed, as I said. If you see good things, if you speak good things, if you eat good things, if you meet good people, then positive impressions are there on the mind. So we need to purify our senses by hearing discourses and bhajan, visiting temple, having darshan of the deities, honoring and relishing Krishna Prasad and chanting Krishna's name. So when we talk of chanting Krishna's name, it's in the mantra. We all know Manah Trayate iti mantra. So mind, deliverer of the mind is considered to be mantra. And chanting, what we just heard about chanting the mantra, chanting is the art of mindful hearing. So it brings the wandering mind back to the real focus. We have lost the focus. We want it to back into the focus. Chanting is the way. So that's why we should chant every day without fail, so that our mind remains on the track. Sometimes people think chanting is a religious activity, chanting should be done for peacefulness, etc., in the society. No, chanting is done for us also to bring our mind back onto the focus by which we can achieve the success in life. And we have these examples we may have heard earlier also, that so many people who are in a very, very nice position, but how the chanting helps them. Like this person who became the youngest director a few years ago of a big company. Everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. Now, this is Mr. Ford. We know him, very famous and a nice devotee, Ambarish Prabhu. So he says, chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. This is Rishikesh Mafatlal. He's the CEO of Mafatlal Fabrics. Chanting has helped me face all the ups and downs in my life with a great confidence and peace of mind. Now, this lady you can see on your screen, she is on the cover page also of this magazine. And then the same lady you can see how she is happily chanting the holy name. So she says that chanting helped me give up bad habits. It changed my vision, it changed the vision, how I looked at everything. So that is also very important, to give up bad habits and change the vision. So this is what we can see here. At the same time, there is this David Wolf, he is the master of social service program at Florida, researcher. And he says chanting Mahamantra significantly reduces stress, depression, and the mode of ignorance, and considerably increases mode of goodness. There's another professor from Western Kentucky University. I've noticed that as chanter progress from one level to deeper level, they become more realistic, more tolerant, and more energetic. So we need to control our mind. And what are the benefits of controlled mind? Clear intelligence, cool mind, purified senses, peace, better concentration, and memory. So these are some of the results or benefits of controlled mind, which we are supposed to control and become a winner. And we should understand that true mindfulness means mind full of Krishna. Our mind full of Krishna. That is true mindfulness. So now, before we end this session, I would like all of you, maybe you can take a screenshot or something of this, that this should be our daily checklist for controlling the mind. This is our daily checklist, for which we have to answer yes or no. It will really help you. It's a very simple exercise, takes about a minute or two, but it will really help you. So there are 10 questions in that. So you can ask these questions to yourself, honestly give the answer, and see whether you are progressing or you're not progressing. So the first question is, I woke up and followed my morning routine without laziness. I'm not going in detail of this, just reading out the question to you so that you can write it down or you can take a screenshot and every day ask this question. I could chant here without being completely hijacked by distractions. I did not lose my temper or speak harshly today. Yeah. It's a nice thing, no? Every day, if you're checking the checklist, ticking, did I lose my temper? No. Did I speak harshly? No. For me, it will always come yes, yes, yes. So, but yeah, all of you can have no, no. Then I ate with regulation, not out of greed. I resisted unnecessary scrolling, gossip, idle talk. I kept my promises, commitment, whether it is about sadhana, study, work, etc. I turned worries or negative thoughts into prayers or remembrance of Krishna. I could focus on one task at a time without constant restlessness. I did not overindulge in sleep, food, or sense pleasures. I ended the day with gratitude and remembrance of Krishna. So, my request is that you take this checklist. I hope by now you may have already taken it. So take this checklist and do it daily. Ask yourself yes or no. Hmm? So then, after this, let's end our session with the mind. We started with mind, so let's end with mind. So mindfulness, mind means MIND. Mindfulness, stay present in the moment, avoid being dragged by past things, future anxiety, etc. I is for integrity, be honest and disciplined with yourself. That means do what you have committed to. Even in small, small things, you should do that. N is for nourishment. Feed your body and mind with pure food, prasadam. Your nourishment will go to the mind. Positive thoughts and spiritual wisdom. A nourished mind can concentrate better. And then determination, a strong willpower to bring the mind back wherever it wanders. So this is mind, mindfulness, integrity, nourishment, and determination. And I thought that this acronym I have put MIND, mind, I should also put it in terms of devotional service, in terms of Bhagavad Gita, what he says. So I did that also. Now we are having another definition of mind. M is for meditation on Krishna. I is for intensity in bhakti. N for noble association. And D, detachment from distractions. Or we should say, going from going from distraction to direction. So this is the real mind. We should always meditate wherever you are, whatever you are doing. You need not stop your work, but your mind should be in Krishna. Meditate on Krishna. And then, whatever practices of devotional life we are following, we bring intensity into that. And of course, keep always noble association. We should always associate with devotees. Isn't it? Yes or no? We should, no? Devotees are good people, isn't it? Or no? Sometimes. Maybe sometimes they are good people. So we should associate with noble people or good people, devotees, and detachment from distraction should be there. So this is mind or controlling the mind. And I suppose this brief presentation, I don't know how much time I spoke, maybe about 45 minutes. So this brief presentation will help you understand the basics of mind control. There are a lot of things, practical things, how we can do it. Maybe some other time when we discuss, we will work on it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, so any questions or comments on mind control, I'll be very happy to discuss. if you have any. Anyone wishes to ask may raise their hand, because you may not be able to unmute yourself. I think you're Hitesh, you can unmute yourself. You are already a co-host. No? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sanchita has a question.
Yes.
You said
Yeah.
कि
Yeah.
said just controlling mind, just not controlling, then
Uh,
mind is control.
sorry, in the beginning,
Sorry.
what your voice was breaking. I couldn't hear properly. Can you repeat it, please?
You said intelligence is controlling the senses, and if intelligence is not controlling, then the mind starts controlling. So,
I
how
said,
do we know if mind is controlling or intelligence is controlling?
okay, very nice question. I said intelligence controls the mind controls the senses. But if mind is powerful, then mind starts controlling the intelligence and obviously senses also. So that doesn't, the system doesn't work. So now question is, how do we know we are controlled by mind or we are controlled by intelligence? Or our intelligence is controlling the mind or mind is controlling the intelligence, right? That's the question. Very nice. Thank you. So we know we have intelligent people here. Otherwise, such question cannot come. Thank you. This is an intelligent question about intelligence. So yes, how do we know whether mind is see? Intelligence has two duties. One is discrimination and other is decision. So discrimination means clearly what is good, what is bad. So now, very simple way of understanding is, if our mind is going towards certain things which are not good for us, but it is pushing us, forcing us to do. We don't want to do certain thing, but still mind is pushing for that, and we give it up after some time. That means we are controlled by mind. But if in every situation we analyze, as I said, the intelligence has two duties: discrimination and decision. So before any situation, we analyze, is it good for me? It's not good for me? Is it going to help me in my life? It's not going to help me in my life. Is it helping me achieve the real success, or I'm just doing temporary things? So when these things, these questions comes, that means you are acting based on intelligence. But when this discrimination is not there, like in China, people eat anything that moves, isn't it? So there's discrimination. Except train and aeroplane, they can eat everything. So there's no discrimination. I hope this is not going in China. So otherwise they'll say, what's going on? So anything that moves. So there's no discrimination. But we are not like that. We have discrimination, what to eat, what not to. We are using our intelligence. So just a small example, that whenever our activities are guided by discrimination, we always think whether it is good or not good for me, then that is guided by. So now, but that also can be contaminated. How do you know what is good for you? How do you know what is, because something which you think is good for me may not be good for you, isn't it? Like, say, for example, a child, he is having fever and he's asking for cold drink. Right? Because he thinks that no, it's good for me. Or maybe his understanding is, because I have high fever, if I take cold drink, it will come down. That is his understanding. But the doctor says, no, if you take cold drink, it will increase. Right? So as per doctor, it is not correct. As per the child, it is correct. Now, who will decide what is right and what is wrong? And how will we decide? So we make our intelligence strong by reading the scriptures. When we read Bhagavad Gita regularly, so that is feeding the intelligence, that is making the intelligence powerful, giving its power, the decision, the discrimination power. So we need to read Gita regularly, or Shastras. That gives us the strength to discriminate. Otherwise, the strength loses. So scriptures have everything. what is right, what is wrong. We just have to go to the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. Scripture means we say we are not supposed to read Vedas and Upanishad and Puranas. Nothing, simple. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, wonderful books. Just that Prabhupada writes in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita that Bhagavad Gita is enough. Because whatever you can find in other Puranas is there in Bhagavad Gita, and also that is not found everywhere else. It is also there in Bhagavad Gita. So we read like that and make our intelligence strong. Then whatever we will do, actions will not be guided just by mind. It will be with the intelligence. Because many times, we say ki, there is Paramatma, super soul in the heart, and that there is your mind. Sometimes you do something which your mind likes. Sometimes you do. So how do we know whether it's Paramatma telling us? Like say, for example, something comes in front of you to eat, and you immediately eat. Now you don't think whether it Paramatma told me to eat or the mind told me to eat. So this all discrimination comes when we make, through the study of scripture, we make ourselves strong and knowledgeable. Does that answer your question, Sanchita? Thank you. Okay, anyone else has any question on mind? If your mind is here. Well, I have a question. Chalo, if you don't have a question. Where is the mind in the body? I hope all of you have mind. Yes or no? If you say no, I will take the question back. But I assume you have. Where is the mind? Who will answer me? Simple question. Why are you thinking so much about it?
Prabhuji,
Here is the mind.
Oh, this is brain. If you open this, what you get? It brain, right? This is brain.
Somewhere here only.
Prabhuji, someone is saying mind is where the heart is. Amit is saying
Mind is where the heart is. No, this is heart. Yes, where is the mind?
Here,
This is brain. This is heart.
this part.
This. Okay, take a scalp or something, open it and see whether you can get the mind
Open
right.
is.
So this is all part of brain. You have brain in the front, you have brain in the back. This is all covered inside. If you open your skull, you'll see the brain part. So this is called brain. This is called heart. Where is the mind? Priyanka, maybe you can tell us. You're looking very intelligent.
Yeah.
Do you know where? Do you have a mind?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. So where is it?
Maybe I agree with Amit. Is it in the heart?
It's in the heart.
Because it's very confusing.
Well, I thought, acha, okay, most of you have crossed at least 20 years of age, 25 years of age, or 30 years of age. And till that, you don't even know where the mind is. It's still confusing. Okay. Anyone else can guess? Chalo, theek hai. I'll give you the answer. Where is the mind? Now, I didn't know it will be so confusing for all of you. I thought you'll just give the answer like that. This is the mind. But you see, some are saying it's here, some are saying it's here, and others are thinking about it. So I didn't know it will be so confusing question. So the answer is, please hear carefully. The answer is that this question is for your homework. So now till the next class, keep thinking, where is the mind? Okay? And in the next class, we'll ask you again. So you'll all will tell me, okay, where is it? With confirmation, not just maybe here, maybe no. Confirmation and some supporting documents with that. Yes, this is how the thing. Isn't it a good thing, good exercise to do? Now, whomever you meet during the week or 10 days when we are not doing the class, you can just ask them where is the mind. and see whether they can answer. Most of them say here, most of them, but this is brain. This is not mind. You open it, what you'll get? You'll get brain. You open this, what you get? Heart. Okay, Mansi has the answer. I didn't know that. Yes.
No, it's just like I feel it's in the head only somewhere because
Somewhere in the head, where?
वो you define all these different parts, like different parts of the brain have different activities. So somewhere there only, one thing which controls our consciousness is what I feel is where the mind is.
Yeah, there are different parts of the brain and they work on a different levels, but that's all part
Somebody
of the
has
brain.
some brain surgery and then they start forgetting things. So I'm sure somewhere in the head only it has to be there.
Okay, still 1 week you can think about
Okay.
it. It's actually that all that memory part and all is, to be very frank, that is why it happens. The person starts losing memory because of some problem with the surgery, etc. The reason is that in our brain, we have a lot of brain cells. Millions of brain cells are there, which we normally study in science. If any of you are science student, you know. So, a lot of brain cells. So the information is stored in the brain cells, with the brain cells. So there is a pattern of storing information. So it is the brain cells. So while doing some operation, sometimes they disturb some of the brain cells and the person starts losing some of his memory. So memory is usually stored through the brain cells. So that is also not part of mind, external. Today you all can't defeat me. Okay, anyway, we'll wait to hear from you. And in between, if you get confirmed idea about brain, you please tell me. You can send a message on the group so everyone will know where is the brain. Yes, Hitesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Sanchita has a question.
Yes.
So, you said right and wrong will be mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and scriptures. We have to follow that. But
No, sorry. What I said is when we read Bhagavad Gita, it gives us the power to decide. It makes our intelligence strong, and then through our own intelligence, we decide. You see, what is good and what is right cannot be in black and white, everything. Say, for example, internet is good or not. Now, it is not given in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita doesn't mention about internet. Bhagavad Gita doesn't mention about many of the inventions which have happened, right? So Bhagavad Gita gives us the principle. Based on those principles, we ourselves. So the purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not just to control you, but to empower you. There are two things. Say, like, if you come to me and then I'll tell you, this is right, this is right. Then you again come, is this right? I'll say, yeah, this is right, this is right. Then you say, is this right? I'll say, no, this is not right, this is right. So this is what you are becoming, a kind of a controlled person. You don't have your own intelligence and you're just coming to me every time. But what I do, when you come to me, I don't discuss about right or wrong. I give you the intelligence on your own to decide what is right or wrong. So that is what Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures they do. They empower you. They don't control you. They empower you, by which you yourself can decide good or bad. Okay, now what is your question? Sorry, I interrupted.
no, that answers a lot of my query.
How?
Actually, I feel that my willpower is very strong and I don't get influenced easily by wrong.
प्रभु जी, आपने बताया ना सेंसेस को विड्रॉ करो, कहीं पे भी वॉन्डर मत होने दो वाला जो था तो हमारा कई बार ये इस बारे में मतलब डिस्कशन होता है कि भाई टीवी वगैरह मूवीज वगैरह इन्फ्लुएंस करती है वगैरह, तो इसका यही कहना है कि मतलब मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग विल पावर है,
मतलब
मुझे ये सब चीजें इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं करती है। और
जनरल
भगवत गीता में जेनरिक बताया होगा और ये जनरली ऐसा होता होगा, लेकिन मेरी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग विल पावर है तो मेरे साथ ऐसा नहीं होता है और
ऐसा
मुझे ये सब
मुझे
चीजें
लगता
इन्फ्लुएंस
है।
नहीं करती है, ऐसा मतलब चाहे एसोसिएशन हो, चाहे मूवीज हो, चाहे टीवी हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो, कोई भी चीज हो, कोई भी नेगेटिव चीज हो, कोई भी सेल्फ डिस्ट्रक्टिव चीज हो, कोई भी चीज हो, मुझे इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं करती।
बहुत अच्छा है. It is very nice if you have that strong willpower. But then how long it will remain strong? That is the question. So we should not take the risk. See, if you have a strong willpower that is given to you for some good purpose, not to not to misuse it. So that is why what we should do is that yes, we have the power, very nice, which will help. So that power is for mostly emergency purposes. That if you are caught in such situation, you won't be affected. But it should not be utilized on a day-to-day basis. Otherwise, it will go on reducing, and a point will come where such a nice power will not have any impact. Right? Thank you. Shailesh, you have something to say?
No, Prabhu, Mansi has a question.
Yes.
I wanted to say like to second what she's saying. Like like okay, we should read and everything. Like so if I spend half an hour, 1 hour reading a good book about self-help or reading a little of Bhagavad Gita. But then if I'm watching a nice show or series on Netflix where there's Wednesday, that is watching Wednesday like ye kya dekh rahi hai? And I'm like, it's just a show, it's Wednesday, and everybody knows it. Like he doesn't know anything anymore because he doesn't watch anything. So पता ही नहीं है अभी. So like it's like the most popular show. You don't know what I'm watching. So and then I feel it's okay. Like I don't feel like it's just entertainment. So I feel like watching. Like I like watching a nice show 1 hour in a day. And it's not like I don't read or anything like that. I do that also, but I do this also. I go to the gym also. Like I think I balance all of that out. And I like spending my weekend watching a good movie on a Saturday night or a Friday night. तो मतलब like how would that
जैसे मानसी जैसे मैं कई बार बात होती है हमारी कि जैसे जो अनय हैं बच्चों को हॉरर मूवीज नहीं दिखानी चाहिए, उनको कहीं ना कहीं डर बैठ रहा है। लाइक रात को भी अनय को क्या लाइक काफ़ी डर लगता है कई बार वॉशरूम भी जाने में। लाइक जनरली चलो एक डर लगता ही है बच्चों को, तो मेरे को ऐसा रहता है कि हॉरर मूवीज ये सब हम नहीं दिखाए तो अच्छा है।
हॉरर कॉमेडी मूवी देखी? अब वो स्त्री का पूरा सीरीज आ रहा है ना, अभी और भी आएगा तो हमको मजा आता है जाके देखने में तो.
Okay, so what can be done? What I suggest, what you're saying
And it's
is
not
very
very
nice.
horror, it's very comedy. Have you seen any of these? Like,
Usually horror is comedy only
no,
from our
not that.
point
It is
of view.
actually horror comedy. It is
It's
so
actually
nice. It is so nice. Like anybody who watches it loves it. It's very nice.
Okay, so now what you said about is that you're balancing the things, right? You're also reading Bhagavad Gita and I'm very happy that if you're balancing it, that means if you're giving 4 hours to watching a movie, you're also reading 4 hours of Bhagavad Gita. That's called balancing,
4 hours
right?
of Bhagavad Gita is a little difficult, but
Where is the balance? Then where is the
it
balance?
is only on a Saturday, na. It's not like every day you can watch a 4 hour movie.
Then it's
The
okay.
movie is also 2 hours. It's not 4 hours generally. It's just 2 hours.
Then you read.
on
See,
Saturday
my point is,
of the
it is
day.
nice. It is
Mhm.
nice to have the entertainment. There is no harm in that. But at the same time, we should also keep ourselves in touch with reality, because you also know all these things are just for entertainment. They are not no reality in that, right? वो हीरो ने या हीरोइन ने या हीरो ने हीरो किसी को मार दिया, विलन ने हीरो को मार दिया, अभी हीरो मर रहा है, आंखों में आंसू आ रहे हैं, अरे अरे क्या हो रहा है. एंड वी नो दैट हीरो तो घर पे बैठकर बियर पी रहा है, उसको क्या फर्क, वो थोड़ी मर गया है. सो वी नो दैट इट्स नॉट रियलिटी. सो यस, हैव दैट, but at the same time be in touch with reality. So if you're balancing it, no harm. If you're reading also Bhagavad Gita, and if you're reading proper books, like Bhagavad Gita from a proper source. Sometimes there are so many Bhagavad Gita. One time I was given a Bhagavad Gita. Somebody brought, Prabhuji, this is very nice, you read. So I just opened just casually, and it opened to the 11th chapter where Arjuna was seeing the universal form Virat Roop. And then it was given there. Actually, Arjuna dekh ke bolta hai, Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam. You are the greatest, you are the everything. So it is very clear that Arjuna watched, Arjuna said. So there he had changed the word. Arjuna inquired. So that means even after hearing so much of Bhagavad Gita, as per that author, Arjuna did not understand who is the supreme. So he said Arjuna asked. It is not Arjuna asked, it is Arjuna told with confidence that you are the supreme Brahman, you are every tamam, Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavam. So sometimes just one or two words changing changes the whole meaning. So I'm happy that you're reading Bhagavad Gita, but read a proper bona fide Bhagavad Gita from where you can get proper knowledge. And I know those who like to read now, why they like to read? Because their intelligence is being fed. So they're very happy reading. They love reading. They may not like any other activity, but they love reading, which is good. We should read. So I don't recommend that you stop watching movie, but I said that you should balance it. It will be nice. Whatever. I'm not saying 4 hours of Bhagavad Gita. Half an hour at least every day. Very nice. Is that too much? Half an hour also?
Oh, half an hour.
Yeah. So just half an hour. That's enough. No problem. Thank you. And thank you, all of you. Very, very happy. But keep this question in mind. In mind, where is the mind? Okay. And we'll discuss on this in our next class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you.